Hey everyone, Dan here. Before we get into it, if you enjoy these videos, please hit the like and subscribe button and keep in mind that these are my own thoughts, opinions, and ideas. These are not meant to be, nor should you take them as investment or trading advice in any way, shape, or form. Do your own due diligence, put in the work for yourself, and make your decisions based on that. Enjoy. All right, folks, here we are after market close on Thursday, August 10th. We're going to take a look at SoFi today. So this feels like a repeat of a really bad movie. We had this nice push up, off the earnings and topped out here at 1170, and then have just been drawing down through level after trend line recently. And now we're in this sort of big space between 919 and 798 where we don't have a ton of levels put in. So I wanted to address that today. And then we'll flip over to Thinkorswim and sort of take a look at where SoFi sits in the channel, as well as any TTM squeeze indicators that are taking shape. So these trend lines appear as of today to be broken. When I was planning this video, it was looking like it might catch it here. This was now the top wick of this candle, but obviously it could not hold and just bled throughout the day today, down another 3%. There's all these sort of news stories about like, here's sort of the issue with SoFi, here's not the issue with SoFi, here's why you should buy it anyway. Like, it's just sort of stuff all over the map. So let's focus on levels, I guess. What else are we going to do at this point? I'm going to take these trend lines out because they've been broken. So they didn't hold. Unfortunately, we do have some price action here to rely on. And then we might zoom into something like the 30-minute to 1 hour chart and see if we can get some more sort of granular levels. And if it doesn't reverse course and head back into this area, and it's just sort of cluttering the chart in coming days and weeks, then we will get rid of those because it's just becomes annoying to look at what could have been. 880 is the closest in level above where we are right now as far as I see it. This level here, is that where I want it? Let me see. Let me see if I want it on this candle. No, I like it where it was. I'd put it, yeah, let's say, yeah, actually, let's say there, 849. Pretty solid. It might be a little bit higher than that, but not by a ton. So there's a level there. There's this gap that was left there. Yeah, we're actually getting a decent amount of levels from here. Surprisingly, that's potentially a really big one, 829. So that probably gives us enough levels tight into where we are. Let me see. So we're at 872. We have 880 to the upside, and then 919. We can look if there's another level in between there in a moment. But drawing down, we have 849, which I think might be a little bit more like 850. 850. That's the one that I was sort of struggling with, right? Maybe something more like 854, but we'll have to see. I mean, that's a few pennies difference. 829 seems to be a real strong one to me. So we'll see if it, if it draws down there, if it can get any support. And then 798, though, there's certainly something here, 810. So, sometimes I get reluctant to put in additional levels because, like I said, it just sort of clutters up the chart, but that one seems kind of apparent to me. Now, let me see if there's anything between 919. Hold on. Okay. Let's see if there's anything between 919 and 880. Gotta get off of that there. Yeah, I would say right there is about where it is. Level-ish. What was that? What did I just put in? 907? Okay, so 907 would be the level that I see between 880 and 919. So these become pennies and pennies away, but at least we're not in the sort of situation that we were in before where it just sort of felt like a lot of psychological levels, on the 50 cents and on the dollar. I would say there's probably something there too about 893. So we're getting a lot of levels here already, but if it gets just too challenging to read, then we'll address it then. But on the 10-minute chart, it doesn't look that bad. You have a few levels in there intraday. So, a bunch of these levels we just put in. This is where it was kind of rocking off today. I think 919 we already had on there. And yeah, just could not get it to happen today. So, obviously these levels stand out as potential support zones, but I mean, that puts us down like pressing toward the $8 range. So we'll see if that happens. Obviously, if it falls below, we'll come put in some levels between 8 and 666. We'll probably have some old levels that we can pull in from previous price action as well. I think any of the indicators that we'd want to sort of focus on, we'll just do that on Thinkorswim. So flipping over here to Thinkorswim, just a quick recap on the day. So if I tried to push this morning, and just got topped out here. This is, again, the 10-minute chart. Double topped on these candles, drew down, and just couldn't catch any support toward this center line. You saw it dipped below, and then when it starts wrestling with it like that, it's just sort of confirming resistance. And then it drew down, and then it just got absolutely crushed to the bottom bound of that channel for a long period today, all afternoon, basically. Just sort of stuck itself to that bottom bound of that channel, and just pretty brutal. So let's switch this over to the daily time frame, 1 year, 1 day. And so, so we were talking about previously, we were looking at these runs. So this run where it got out of the channel and then it came down, wrestled with the center line, and then got shoved all the way down to the bottom bound of the channel there, and then kept fighting and getting pushed off that center range of the channel. Then on this big run, spent several days out of the channel, which is what we talked about previously. We only got like a day and a half or whatever out of the channel on this one, but that drew down to the center line. So you see the clear difference between these, right? This comes down to the center line, loses it, and then it struggles to regain any support over that and loses it again, versus this one where it comes down, gains support at the center line of the channel and begins pushing the upper bound again and gets shoved off, but then continues to keep pushing the center line until it breaks, or the upper bound until it breaks through. Now, the issue is we've drawn back down to the center line, which is what we anticipated, regardless of how many days we would have spent out of the channel. But problem now is it's catching resistance on that center line. So I'm wondering, is it going to be able to, the thing that you say that sounds obvious is it has to get itself back on top of the center line to be able to push upward, but which sounds obvious because yes, that would mean the price is increasing. But the added context there is that is an important level to it to be able to gain some strength there, because otherwise it could sort of do what we saw it do back here. And again, just remember, these are coulds. These are just sort of trying to pick up on the patterns and where it is, where it gets shoved off all the way down to the bottom bound, gets rejected again, and shoves all the way down to the bottom bound. So that's where you can get sort of like, I know this feels like a lot of price bleeding, but that's where it could become like even more substantial, in my opinion. We'll have to see. Even with all of this, the TTM squeeze is picking up that it was just sort of a dying down of bullish momentum and now just sort of dipping into bearish momentum. So the degree to which that's reflecting accurately the sentiments of buyers and sellers, we'll have to see. But it is obviously picking up steam to the bearish side per TTM squeeze indicator, and it's not firing yet. It was firing back here for just a couple of days, and then you got a bunch of sideways action, and then you got your big move, but nothing since then. So I'm interested to see if it starts triggering soon, and then subsequent fire could result, not always, it can fake you out for sure, but could result in a larger move, especially depending where it's situated in the channel. So yeah, we are midline to lower bound of the channel at the moment, and we're just gonna have to see. Like I said, my worry is that it comes down and starts pushing the bottom bound of the channel, comes up, tries to regain strength, rejects off the center, and then just comes down further. But yeah, we're just gonna have to see. But the biggest battle at the moment, getting back over that 938 mid-range of the channel, which will move day over day. but that's currently where it's situated as far as I'm concerned. All right, folks, I hope you wrap up a good trading week tomorrow and that you enjoy your weekend. And as always, I appreciate you watching, and I will see you in the next video.